If you've been around crypto for a while, you probably get confused when it comes to the reality behind Web3 projects. There are so many different blockchains, tech stacks, and confusing acronyms like ERC this and EIP that. So how do projects actually get started? How do they integrate Web3 into their projects? Well, I found that most founders I talk to follow this step-by-step process. So here's the roadmap on how to make a Web3 project in 8 easy steps. Let's begin. 1. Idea and problem solving. First, you need an idea. Now, ideas are hard to come by, but most Web3 projects have one thing in common. They are trying to solve a real-world problem using blockchain technology. For example, decentralized finance, digital ownership, supply chain tracking, and even gaming assets. Let's take digital ownership as an example. You see, people like digital art, but there's a problem. How can you prove that you own some digital art? Most people just take the art and copy it without paying the artist. So an entrepreneur might come along and say, "Hey, I can build an NFT marketplace where artists can sell digital art and collectors can buy it and actually own it." This is the first step. You need to identify a problem that blockchain can solve. Step 2. Choose the blockchain. Next, you need to choose the blockchain you want to build on. Is it Ethereum because you want smart contracts, NFTs, and DeFi? Maybe it's Solana because you want high-speed and low-cost transactions. Perhaps it's Polygon because you want to be Ethereum compatible and have cheaper fees. Or maybe it's a newer blockchain like Sui or Aptos because you want a more scalable ecosystem. Most blockchains have their own pros and cons, so you have to decide which ones work for you. By the way, some projects build on multiple chains so they can reach more people. For example, Uniswap is on Ethereum and Polygon, but SushiSwap is only on Ethereum. Step 3. Tokenomics. This step is optional. If your project doesn't need its own token, then you can skip this step and move on to the next one. But let's say you're building a decentralized exchange. Your token might have some utility like giving governance rights, staking rewards, or even being used as a payment method. In this case, you need to figure out the tokenomics, like how much supply there will be, how it will be distributed, and how people can get their hands on it. Will it be a fair launch? Will there be a pre-sale? Will there be airdrops? Or maybe you'll get funding from VCS. These are all questions you should answer in this step. Step 4. Smart contract development. This is the fun part. Now you get to write the actual logic of your project on-chain. You might be creating an ERC20 token, which is a fungible token like any other cryptocurrencies. Or maybe you're creating an ERC721 or ERC1155, which is a non-fungible token. Or maybe you're creating your own DeFi contract like a decentralized exchange or a lending pool. It's important to know which blockchain you're recreating these smart contracts on, because each blockchain has its own programming language. For example, Solidity is the language used on the Ethereum and Polygon blockchains. Rust is used on Solana, and Move is used on Sui. Step 5. Front-end integration. Now that you have your smart contracts ready, you need to build the front end of your project. This could be a web app or a mobile app. Users won't be able to interact with your smart contracts unless you build a nice interface for them. In addition, you need to connect their wallets to the application. You can do this using Web3 libraries like Ethers.js or Web3.js on Ethereum or Wallet Adapter on Solana. MetaMask and Phantom are popular wallets used with these libraries. But there are also other wallets like Wallet Connect, which allows you to connect any wallet to any application. Step 6. Backend. If you don't want to deal with the complexity of a blockchain, you can use services that help you connect to the blockchain using APIs. For example, the Graph helps you index and query blockchain data. Moralis, Alchemy, and Infura provide node infrastructure so you don't have to run your own nodes. And IPFS, or Arweave, can help you with decentralized storage. Step 7. Community and launch. Now this should really be step 1, but most projects don't start building a community until late in the development process. That's a big mistake. Start building your community early on Twitter, Discord, and Telegram. Share your progress, get feedback, and build excitement for your project. Once you think you're ready, start with a beta test. This will help you find bugs and get more feedback. After the beta test, you're ready to launch on testnet before mainnet. You can use this time to do more marketing, like reaching out to partners, influencers, and even hackathons. And finally, step 8. Security. Before you launch on mainnet, you should definitely get your smart contracts audited. There are many tools out there to help you audit your contracts like Certic, Trail of Bits, and OpenZeppelin. Getting audited will save you from potential hacks and give you a better chance of success. So that's how Web3 projects come to life. It might seem overwhelming at first, but once you break it down, it's a lot easier to digest. Remember, people start Web3 projects by identifying a problem, choosing the right blockchain, building smart contracts plus front end, integrating wallets, ensuring security, and growing a community. Thank you guys for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We really hope that you've learned something, and most of all, we hope to see you in our next video.